Okay, let's start. So we have partial derivatives of higher order and introduction to multiple integrals. So first, let's recall what is partial differentiation. So again, in partial differentiation, we are going to consider the other variable as constant. So yun ang kanyang pinaka-concept natin sa partial differentiation. So again, meron tayong z equals x squared y plus xy squared. And we are going to find the partial derivative of z with respect to x. So meaning, y is considered constant since our variables are z and x. Then as an illustration, again, meron akong illustration dito. Illustration lang, representation lang tayo ng variable na y. So kapag ka ang y ay naging constant, so para kang merong 2 kasi ang 2 ay constant. Kaya pwedeng palitan muna yung y ng 2. Ito ay illustration lang. Pinapakita lang kung ano ang mangyayari kapag ka ang y ay naging constant. Kaya kagaya niyan, 2 muna siya kunwari. Pero pwede rin namang 3. Pwede rin namang 4 kasi yan ay constant din. Ano nangyayari sa equation natin kapag ka ang y ay naging constant? So meron ka na lang variables na z at saka x na lang. No, ganun ang nangyayari. Kaya meron tayong z as function of x alone. Or z is equal to f of x. Pero yan pa rin ay y. Kasi nga, yan ang ating given. No, y pa rin, saka y squared. Kaya lang siya muna ay constant. Kaya meron ka pa rin z as function of x alone. Tuloy natin. So we have partial derivatives of higher order. So if we have function u equals f of xy, wherein its partial derivative is defined, and also we can get its derivative again. So the partial derivative obtained in this manner is called the second partial derivative of u. So para lang itong sa may derivative na sa ordinary. Kung meron kang first derivative, para makuha mo yung second derivative, kailangan mo i-differentiate ulit yung first derivative. Diba? And third derivative is equal to the derivative of the second derivative. Same with fourth derivative. Yun ay derivative of your third derivative. So, ganun pa rin ang procedure dito. Kaya lang dito, meron ka ng other variables na kino-consider. So, we have symbols in partial derivative of higher order. So, we're going to consider only the second partial derivative for the symbols. So, we have the partial derivative with respect to x of the partial derivative of u with respect to x. So, pwede mo siya i-rewrite as second partial derivative of u with respect to x. So, meaning your second and first partial derivatives are with respect to x. So, pwede mo rin siya i-rewrite as u sub x, x. So, u is differentiated partially with respect to x, then again with respect to x. Another symbol, this is the partial derivative with respect to y of the partial derivative of u with respect to x. So second partial derivative of u, first with respect to x, next with respect to y. Or siya ay u sub xy. Ito yung una mo with respect to x, second with respect to y. Okay, pagkakaiba ng dalawa symbol, Pag ito ang ginagamit, ito muna yung unang susundin mo. First, partial derivative. Second, partial derivative. Ito naman, sa letter U na to, pagka subscript na siya, una yung nauna, x ang una, sunod yung y. So if we have u sub yx, so meaning we're going to differentiate first partially with respect to y. After that, differentiate again with respect to x. Or pwede mo rin siya i-rewrite in other symbol as second partial derivative of u with respect to y and with respect to x. Example number 1 tayo. So if z equals x squared y minus 3x cubed y raised to 4, so we're going to find z sub xy and z sub yx. First, letter A muna tayo. Z sub xy muna. Again, z equals x squared y minus 3x cubed y raised to 4. And we are going to find first z sub xy. So meaning niyan, simula muna tayo sa with respect to x ang variable, kaya yung y ay magiging constant. Then z will become x squared y 3x cubed y raised to 4. So binago ko yung font color ng constant. Yung y ay constant, 3 ay constant din, same with y raised to 4. Kasi tayo ay with respect to x dito. So ang z sub x ay equal sa partial derivative of x squared y with respect to x minus the partial derivative of 3x cubed y raised to 4 with respect to x. So since yung y ay constant, saka yung 3y raised to 4, so pwede mo siya i-rewrite as ganito. Nilabas ko yung y, yun ay constant. Then we have partial derivative of x squared with respect to x. Labas ko yung 3y raised to 4 times the partial derivative of x cubed with respect to x. So ganun lang, pwede mo siya ilabas yung constant para mas madali i-differentiate. Para di kayo malito. Then, differentiating, we have y. Derivative nito ay 2x minus 3y raised to 4. Derivative nito ay 3x squared. So we have z sub x as 2xy minus 9x squared y raised to 4. This is the partial derivative of z with respect to x. Next, dun tayo ngayon sa kasunod. Another differentiation tayo with respect to y naman. So, meron tayo nakuha ang z sub x, 2xy minus 9x squared y raised to 4. So, paano gagawin? With respect to y tayo, ibig sabihin yan, y ang variable, ang x ngayon ang magiging constant. Then, z sub x ay 2xy, nakaread muna siya kasi siya ay constant, 2x minus 9x squared, yan din ay constant muna, y raised to 4. Then, we have partial derivative with respect to y ay partial derivative ng 2xy minus partial derivative ng 9x squared y raised to 4. Or again, gaya dito, labas muna yung 2x, partial derivative with respect to y of y minus 9x squared, yan ay constant. Partial derivative of y raised to 4 with respect to y. Kasi y ang ating variable ngayon. Then we have 2x times 1 minus 9x squared times 4y cubed para sa y raised to 4. Then, we have 2x minus 36x squared y cubed. This is z sub xy. So, we have our first partial derivative. Then, after that, ito ang ating second partial derivative na nakuha. Next, letter B. We have z sub yx. So again, z equals x squared y minus 3x cubed y raised to 4. So we're going to differentiate first partially with respect to y. So y muna tayo. So ibig sabihin, ang x squared ay constant. Same with 3x cubed. Then differentiating, we have z sub y. So x squared dyan, constant muna. Labasan natin agad. Then differentiate y. Ibukod muna yung constant, 3x cubed. Differentiate the variable, y raised to 4. Then, we have x squared, derivative ng y ay 1, minus 3x cubed, derivative ng y raised to 4 ay 4y cubed. Then simplifying, c sub y is x squared minus 12x cubed y cubed. So the partial derivative of c with respect to y. Next, doon tayo sa second partial derivative. Doon naman na tayo sa with respect to x. So again, we have z sub y as x squared minus 12x cubed y cubed. Then, we have, again, new variable x. Kasi tayo with respect to x na. So ngayon, yung y naman na magiging constant. Yan, read natin yung 12 at y cubed kasi yan ay constant muna. Then, differentiating. Again, ito ay partial derivative ng x squared minus partial derivative ng 12x cubed y cubed. So, c sub yx is now equal to derivative of x squared minus 12y cubed. Labas muna yan kasi yan ay constant derivative of x cubed. Then applying formulas, we have 2x minus 12y cubed times 3x squared. So z sub yx now equal to 2x minus 36x squared y cubed. Kung napansin ninyo, ang sagot ay kamukha doon sa letter A. Sa letter A natin, z sub xy ay 2x minus 36x squared y cubed. So ibig sabihin, pag nakukunin mong higher order derivative, ay mix ng variables, ayan, x, y, saka yx natin. So makukuha mo ay same answer. Kahit mauna ka sa with respect to y, sunod mo yung x, or mauna ka sa with respect to x, sunod mo yung y. So meron kang makukuha same answer lang. So ang ating pinaka na-prove dito, so our example number 1 shows that mixed partial derivative of higher order of a given function may be obtained by differentiating the function with respect to the variables in any order. Yun nga, pwede kang with respect to y muna, with respect to x kasunod, or with respect to x, next with respect to y, meron tayong makukuha same answer. Number 2, we have given function u equals arcsine of y over x. And we are going to find, so the second partial derivative of u, first with respect to x, second with respect to y. So para kami lang ano dyan, u sub xy naman, pag ang kanyang ginamit na symbol. Solve natin. So itong symbol na to, yung ibig sabihin yan, is we're going to differentiate u first with respect to x. So, yun nga. After differentiating, pagka-simplify mo nun, ang gagawin mo naman with respect to y na. So, yun yung kanya magiging sagot. Sige. So, u equals arcsine of y over x. Now, differentiating, so meron tayong 1 over square root of 1 minus the quantity y over x squared times the derivative of y over x with respect to x. So, paano ito nakuha? Again, dito, itong y, yan ay constant. Kasi tayo ay with respect to x. Ito naman, nakuha ito gamit yung formula ng arcsine u. So, ang derivative ng arcsine u ay 1 over square root of 1 minus u squared derivative of u. Kaya dito, meron ka arcsine of u. So, ang u mo ay y over x. So, applying this formula, we have 1 over square root of 1 minus u y over x, quantity squared, kasi u squared yan. Then, derivative of u. Kaya meron tayong partial derivative of y over x with respect to x. So, again, y is constant. Next. Again, continue natin differentiation. So, meron pa rin tayong 1 over square root of 1 minus y over x squared. So, paano nakuha itong y times negative 1 times 1 over x squared? Ito yun, dito. So, dyan yun. Again, y is constant. So, para ma-differentiate mo yan, ano ginawa? So, ito. Since yan ay constant, pwede mo muna siya lagay sa harap ng derivative na symbol. Ayun, y. Partial derivative of 1 over x with respect to x. Pag nilabas yan, may iwan na lang dito 1. Lalabas muna doon. So 1 over x mangyayari. Again, para magamit mo yung formula ng power x raised to n, so iaangat mo siya sa principal. Tataas mo yan, magiging x raised to negative 1 times 1, ganun pa rin siya, x raised to negative 1. And we're going to apply the formula x raised to n na equal sa n, x raised to n minus 1. Then, we will have y times negative 1, babay negative 1, x raised to negative 1 minus 1, negative 2. Then, simplify natin, y, negative 1. Ito, reciprocal lang ito para maging positive yung exponent niyan. 1 over x squared. Kaya tayo nagkaroon ng ganitong sagot dito. So, ayun siya. Y times negative 1 times 1 over x squared. Next. So, we have 1 over square root of 1 minus, ito lang ngayon, y squared, x squared. Doon tayo sa laws of exponent. So, meron tayong power of a quotient. So, y squared over x squared. To the right, y, negative 1, 1 over x squared. Dito tayo ngayon, dyan. Paano mangyayari? Ngayon dito, y times negative 1, meron ka negative y, multiply mo ng 1, ayun, negative y tayo doon. Ayun, kaya nakuha to. Ito, rewrite muna, 1 over x squared. Dito tayo ngayon, paano to nakuha? Ito yun, galing tayo dito. So, magkakaroon niya ng LCD. Itong 1, whole number yan, 1 over 1 yun, minus y squared over x squared. Yang LCD mo, x squared times 1, or meron kang x squared na LCD. X squared divided by 1 is x squared. Multiply mo ng 1, x squared. Operation minus sign. X squared divided by x squared is 1. Multiply mo ng y squared, y squared. So ito yun. Nakuha siya dito, Next, we have negative y all over square root of x squared minus y squared over x times 1 over x squared. Ano nangyari dito? So galing tayo dito, doon tayo ngayon sa principle ng radicals. Pwede mo yang paghiwalayin. So yun yun. Square root of x squared minus y squared over square root of x squared. Kaya yung ilalim, pwede simplify ito. So square root ng x squared, yun, nakuha yung x doon. So ganun nangyari. Ngayon dito, since ito ay 1 over x squared, pag multiply mo to, itong 1 kasama doon, diyan sa negative y. Ito, pwede mo isama dito sa harap ng square root. So makikita mo, meron kang sa baba fraction, itong x squared nasa taas, yung x sa baba. So pwede tayo mag-cancel. Kaya makakancel itong x, saka yung isang x dito. So meron ka na lang x times square root of x squared minus y squared. Kaya ang ating makukuhang partial derivative of u with respect to x, pag sinimplify pa to, magiging negative y over x square root of x squared minus y squared. So ito yung partial derivative ng u with respect to x. Ngayon, para makuha mo yung with respect to y, tuloy tayo ng differentiation. So pag chinek mo yan, since tayo ay with respect to y na, yung taas ay y, yung baba may y, so parehas ay variable dito. Babalik tayo ng derivative of a quotient. So yun yun. Diba? U over b, b. So we have the denominator, derivative of numerator, minus numerator, derivative of denominator, all divided by the square of the denominator. So, ito yung derivative ng quotient na i-apply mo ngayon dito. Ito ang iyong U. Ito yung ating B. Sige, apply natin. Okay, so we have B muna, ito ating denominator, x, square root of x squared minus y squared. Then, derivative of u, negative y, with respect to y na tayo ngayon dito, minus, again, u, negative y, derivative, partial derivative of your denominator, x, square root of x squared minus y squared, with respect to y, all divided by yung b squared, x, times square root of x squared minus y squared quantity squared. So, yun ang ating pinaka-formula. Okay, tuloy natin. So, dito, sa part na yan, since tayo ay with respect to y, so yung x, kaya ang x squared na yan, yan ay constant. Sige, tuloy natin. So, rewrite lang muna. Rewrite. Ito, rewrite natin. Rewrite din yan. Itong x, pwede mo na ilabas. Dilabas ko muna yung x, yan ay constant. Ano? Ito sa loob pa rin kasi kasama niya yung y squared. Radical yan, hindi niya pwedeng paghiwalayin. Ito lang muna pwede labas natin yung x na yan. So, nilabas yung x. Then, derivative na tayo. Ito, rewrite muna yan. Ang derivative ng negative y ay negative 1. Minus negative y, rewrite yung x. Dito, we're going to apply yung general power formula, derivative dito. So, sige, para dyan ha. So, yan kasi ay quantity x squared minus y squared raised to 1/2. So, ganun siya, ano? Nangyari doon. Babalik tayo doon sa u raised to n u, n minus 1, derivative pa ng u. Ito yung general power formula na tinatawag natin. So, applying this, so magkakaroon tayo ng n muna, 1/2. So, yun yung 1/2 times u, x squared minus y squared raised to n minus 1, 1/2 minus 1. Then, derivative of u. So, derivative of x squared minus y squared with respect to y. Naka-partial pa rin tayo dito ha, kasi partial lahat yan. Then, again, simplifying, we will have 1/2 x squared minus y squared raised to negative 1/2 na yun. Ayun, 1/2 minus 1, negative 1/2. So, differentiating this one, with respect to y, ang partial derivative ng x squared ay 0 kasi yan ay constant. Derivative ng y squared ay 2y, kaya meron kang 0 minus 2y, we have negative 2y. Or, we will have 1/2. So, para ito maging positive, reciprocal natin, 1 over x squared minus y squared raised to positive 1/2 times negative 2y. Kaya tayo merong ganitong nakuha sagot. No, 1/2, 1 over, yung 1/2 pwedeng gawing square root of x squared minus y squared times negative 2y. Sige. Next, tuloy natin. Dito, ito ay 1/2, ito ay 2, pwede mo i-cancel. Cancel yung 2 dyan. Tapos ang mangyayari ngayon, negative times negative is positive. Kaya ito, minus pa rin yan. No? Di mababago. Kasi sa part na to, mula dito hanggang dito, so yung negative na yan times negative, positive, ito negative pa din. Yan, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng y times y squared yun, saka x. So meron kang x, y squared ngayon dito sa ating numerator dan. Yan tuloy natin. So ayun siya, no? X, y squared. Naiwan over square root of x squared minus y squared. Then, ayusin pa natin. Sa part na yan, Para ma-simplify yan, again, gagamit tayo ng LCD. Ito kasi ay isang term. Yung part na yan, isa lang yan. Kasi naka-product. Ito rin, isa. So, paano mangyayari? So, ito ay negative x square root of x squared minus y squared. Since para yung isang term lang, parang whole. So, over 1 yan, yung buo na yan. Ayun, over 1. Minus xy squared over square root of x squared minus y squared. So, meron yung LCD na square root of x squared minus y squared. So, itong LCD, pag dinivide mo dito sa 1, ganun pa rin. Square root of x squared minus y squared pa rin yan. Ito muna. Itong taas, i-write natin yung taas na yan. Ito, divide mo sa 1, ganun pa din. Multiply mo doon. Kaya ayun siya. So, ayun. Operation minus. Itong LCD, divide mo dito, magkamukha. So, 1 lang yan. Multiply mo doon, xy squared pa din. Now, simplifying, ito, saka ito, ay pwedeng i-multiply, i-combine. So, magkakancel dyan yung radical niyan. Kaya meron ka na lang dyan. So, ayan, ano, yun. Ito ngayon, yung nakuha natin ano, dito. So, ito. Yung nakinalabasan na LCD niyan. Tapos dito, sa part na to, multiply mo itong dalawa na yan. Ang kalalabasan niyan, ito, x squared minus y squared na lang. Kaya negative x, multiply mo itong dalawa. Magkamukha yung loob, parehas na naka-square root. So, cancel yung radical doon. X squared na lang minus y squared. So, ayan siya. Minus x, y squared. Tapos ito kasi, no, ito ay naka-over ng 1. So, meron ka dyang means and extreme. So, sila magkakasama. Itong dalawa na to. Square root of x squared minus y squared times x square root of x squared minus y squared quantity squared. Then, simplifying, meron ka na lang negative x cubed plus xy squared minus xy squared. Yung ilalim naman, naging x squared yun times square root of x squared minus y squared times x squared minus y squared. So, paano ba nangyari? Balikan natin. So, ito yun. Wala. Click tayo ng slide. Tignan natin. Ito siya, no? Ito. Ito, multiply mo to, magkakaroon ka ng negative x cube. Ito na, magiging plus x y squared. Kaya negative x cube plus xy squared minus xy squared yung taas. Ito naman sa ilalim, pag inayos itong squared na yan, so magiging x squared yon, square mo to, makakancel na yan. Kaya x squared times x squared minus y squared siya doon. So, yun ang nangyari. Ito yun. Negative x cubed plus xy squared minus xy squared. Ito yung kanina, in-square natin yan. Saka ito. So, sa taas, ito at ito ay makakancel na. Ito naman, meron na lang tayo negative x cubed. Naiwan sa taas over x squared. Square root of x squared minus y squared times x squared minus y squared. Since ito ay naka-product, pwede tayo mag-cancel ng common sa taas saka sa baba. So, ito yun. Pareha silang may x squared. So, cancel ngayon yung x squared. Kaya meron ka na lang negative x over square root of x squared minus y squared times x squared minus y squared. So ito yung partial derivative ng u with respect to x, next with respect to y. So try nyo siyang kuhanin. Unahin nyo naman yung with respect to y, next with respect to x. Ano yung mag-i-equal. So yan ang concept ng higher order partial derivatives. So ganun siya, partial derivatives of higher order. So ganun pa rin naman, same procedure pa rin doon sa partial derivatives. Kaya lang, nababago lang yung ating variable na depende sa hinahanap. So okay, lipat tayo ng bagong topic. Doon tayo sa multiple integrals. So multiple integrals, hawig lang din to ng partial derivatives. Kaya lang, lilipat tayo ng integration naman, sa halip na differentiation. So ang double integral, given this symbol, sabi dyan, has a value which can be found by integrating partially. So yun, So we're going to integrate partially. First, with respect to x. Ito muna, unahin mo yan dx. Kumbaga, ito ka muna. Ito muna ang pinakaloob. Papalabas. So, dx ka. Uunahin mo yung integral of f of xy dx from x sub 1 to x sub 2. So, doon muna sisimulan. Simulan mo doon. Pagka-integrate mo yan, with respect to y ka na. Apply mo yung limits na a and b. So, ganoon mo siya kukuhanin. So, same with triple integral. So, we have here, simula tayo sa integral ng f of xyz. First, with respect to x muna tayo. Ito muna ang loob, with respect to x, from x sub 1 to x sub 2. Next, dun tayo sa with respect to y, from y sub 1 to y sub 2 na. After that, pagka-simplify, doon ka na sa pinakahuli. With respect to z na tayo, from a to b. So, ganoon ang principle ng double or triple integration. Simulan mo sa pinakaloob. So, sample tayo, number 1. Isa lang. So, we're going to evaluate the integral from 0 to 1, 0 to y, 0 to xy of z, dz, dx, dy. So, again, we're going to perform 3 successive integrations. First, with respect to z. Next, with respect to x. And lastly, with respect to y. So, applying the limits. So, ito yung problem natin. So, yan. So, ibig sabihin nito, ito muna ang loob. Ka muna sa z, dz. From 0 to xy. Ito yun. Ito muna tayo. Ang una na yan. Kasi dito, itong dz na yan, kasama niya itong 0xy. Itong dx, kasama niya yung 0y. Yung dy, sa pinakadulo, 0,1. Eh dito, binukod ko muna siya. Gamit ako ng bracket. Yung muna pinakagitnang kunin natin. Ayun, z, dc, 0 to xy. Binukod ko lang si dx, si dy, saka yung dalawang integral sign natin. So, ito muna ang loob. So, kaya lang, bago yan, review muna tayo ng definite integral. So, ito yan, yun. Ayan. Sige. Doon tayo sa definite integral. So, paano ginagawa dito? So, meron tayong integral ng f of x dx from a to b. Definite yan kasi meron na tayong limit. So, equal na yan sa f of b plus minus f of a, where b is called the upper limit and a is your lower limit. So, galing tayo ng indefinite integral. F of x dx equals f of x plus c. So, sa halip na meron tayong plus c, ito naman tayo sa f of x. F of x na lang tayo, kaya lang i-apply mo na yung nakalagay na limits. Papalitan mo yung x ng upper limit muna, minus, ito ulit, palitan mo yung x ng lower limit. Kaya f of b minus f of a. So, yun ang definite integral pag merong given na limits. So, ganito. Sample tayo na isa. If we have integral of 3x squared dx from 1 to 2, so sa ating integration formulas, di ba, nilalabas yung constant. So, labas yung 3. Kaya meron kang x squared dx from 1 to 2. So, ito ay x raised to n. Equal yan sa x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Kaya magkakaroon ka ng x cubed over 3. So, ngayon, cancel dito ang 3. Kaya meron tayong x cubed from 1 to 2. O, tinabago. Tanan nyo ha. Sa halip na meron ka dyan plus c, ang nilagay mo yung bracket na lang, saka yung limit niya na 1 to 2. Kasi nga, papalitan mo yung x ng 2 saka ng 1. So, ito yon x cubed from 1 to 2. Tumura tayo sa upper limit. So, magiging 2, upper limit mo, 2 cubed, minus yung lower, 1, 1 cubed. Ayan, x cubed pa rin yan. X cubed, x cubed. Kaya lang, pinalit mo yung upper saka yung lower. Then, simplifying, 8 minus 1. So, meron tayong 7. So, ganun ang concept ng definite integral. No? Ganun lang gagawin. Papalitan mo lang yung x ng upper limit, subtract mo yung lower limit. Ito na ito example. So, dito, dumura tayo sa zdc from 0 to xy. So, integrate natin yan. Ito ay z raised to 1. Z raised to n pa din tayo. Kaya pala mo pa rin to, x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Kaya meron kang z squared over 2 from 0 to xy. Ito limit niya, ano? 0 to xy. dx, dy. Write lang natin yan. So, dito, doon tayo sa upper limit muna. Kaya magiging upper limit, xy, yun, z squared, xy squared over 2 minus lower limit, 0 squared over 2. Itong buo na to, papalitan mo ng upper limit. So, ayun, papalitan mo ng lower limit. Now, simplifying, ito ngayon ay 0 lang. Kaya meron kang x squared, y squared over 2 minus 0. So, ito ay 0 na. dx, dy. Then, meron na lang tayong x squared, y squared over 2, dx, dy, kasi yung isa ay 0 na doon. From 0 to y, 0 to 1. Ngayon, naiwan na lang sa atin, dx and dy. Ito na yun, magkasama. Ano? Kasama ng dx, yun ang 0 and y. Dito naman tayo ngayon. So, tayo ay with respect to x. So, ayan tayo sa dx. So, ibig sabihin, yung y over 2 ay constant muna. Kaya sa partial derivative. So, kung ikaw ay with respect to x, yung y ay constant. Diba? With respect to y ka, ibang variable doon, constant muna. So, ito, meron tayo dyang x squared, y squared. Pero we are going to integrate with respect to x. So, yung y squared over 2, yan muna ay constant. So, pwede mo siya ilabas. So, ayun siya. Nilabas ko muna. Y squared over 2. Ang naiwan lang ay x squared dx from 0 to y. Dulo muna si dy. Rewrite lang muna yun sa dulo. Then, integrating. Ito na naman ay x raised to n. So, magkakaroon ka ng x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1 ulit. Kaya x cubed over 3 from 0 to y. dy. Ngayon dito, simplify muna to. Palit ka ng limit dyan, upper minus lower. Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng y cubed over 3, lower 0 cubed over 3. Simplify natin yan. Magkakaroon ka lang ng y cubed over 3. Kasi ito, equal yan sa 0. Ano yan? Part na yan. Masi-0 na yan. 0 yan. May iwan lang sa'yo ngayon. Y cubed over 3. Y squared over 2 dy. Multiply mo lang ito. Y raised to 5 over 6. So, yun yun. dy. Again, dito, with respect to y na lang tayo. Ngayon, yung 1 over 6, yun ngayon ang ating constant na siya mong ilalabas. Ayun, 1 over 6. Kaya meron ka na lang y raised to 5 dy from 0 to 1. Again, yan na naman ay power formula naman. X raised to n lang yan. Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng y raised to 6 over 6 from limit 0 to 1. So ito yun, 0 to 1. Then, applying again the limits, upper muna, 1 raised to 6 over 6 minus lower limit 0 to the 6th power over 6. Ito ngayon ay 0 na. Kaya meron ko na lang 1 over 6 times 1 over 6. So meron tayong 1 over 36. So yan yung pagsosolve ng multiple integrals. Basic na naman, principle lang pinakita ko sa inyo. Isang sample lang. So bali ganyan ang higher partial derivative saka ang multiple integral. Magkahawig sila ng principle, Hawig lang. Partially integration pagka ikaw ay multiple integrals kagaya ng sa partial derivative.